Hello and welcome to a new vlog and trip report, and today we're taking a look at the freshly reactivated Hermann-Hesse-Railway from Weil der Stadt to Calw in Baden-Württemberg in Germany, and here on the map you can see our route today. So we're starting at the station Weil der Stadt, and here we can take a look at the train, which is a Mireo Plus B, which is the battery version of the Siemens Mireo. It comes in the bewegt design, black, white and yellow, and in my opinion it is currently the most comfortable bewegt train in service. And of course we're gonna take a look at the interior of this train, which is also new here for me on this channel. Later on, of course, I will tell you everything about the railway line. So as you can see, it comes mainly in a 2+2 configuration, but all space is used, so there are also those single seats, and here we have a multifunctional area, and we are heading to the front of the train, and here you can see that the base of 4 partly also come with big tables, so you can choose whether you want to have a big table or not. In the airline style seats there are tables available, folding tables, there are power sockets, movable armrests, and in my opinion very comfortable seats. Those are the typical seats of the Mireo. Finally, we also have them here in Baden-Württemberg, and therefore, in my opinion, this is currently the most comfortable train in Baden-Württemberg in the bewegt design. And here we are already starting our journey on the recently reactivated railway line. First train was running on the 1st of February 2026. This part of the railway line was closed for passenger services in 1983, and now 43 years later it was reactivated and is now called the Hermann-Hesse-Railway. There have been a few changes. The biggest change is the new tunnel, the tunnel Ostelsheim, which shortens a loop around the mountain and therefore shortens the travel time. But that also means that Schaffhausen unfortunately does not have any benefits from the reactivation, as their station cannot be reactivated. So the next stop is Ostelsheim, which is now a big station with 2 platforms, so that trains can run every 30 minutes. But there was another problem with the reactivation, and that is species protection. There are several species of bats in the 2 existing tunnels of the railway line, and a quite unique solution was found to protect those animals. Because nowadays there is a tunnel in the tunnel, so they built a separate tunnel in the original tunnel, and in the inner tunnel the trains are running, and the space between the inner tunnel and the original tunnel is used for the bats. To make sure the bats are not entering the wrong tunnel, the inner tunnel is a little bit longer than the original tunnel. We will see that later on again. We have passed Althengstedt and Calw, and now we're approaching the second original tunnel, and we can see this unique construction with the tunnel again. So here you can see this is the lengthened inner tunnel to make sure that the bats are only using the right entrance, and now we're in the original tunnel, which means we're now in the tunnel within the tunnel. Here you can see that again, this is the lengthening of the inner tunnel to protect the bats. So this quite unique solution clearly shows to me that there is always a solution for a problem. If you really want to reactivate a railway line, it is possible, and that gives me hope that we will see more projects like this in the future, as Germany has a lot of closed railway lines and there's a high potential to reactivate some of them, and there will be more reactivated railway lines in the future. We are now in a loop around the mountain Welsberg, going downhill quite steeply to reach the valley of the river Nagold and the station of Calw. Also, the station of Calw was a problem at the reactivation, because in 1989 the former station of Calw at the meeting point of the 2 railway lines was closed, and the station on the Nagold Valley railway line was brought closer to the city center of Calw. But now that means that there are no more trains stopping at the original station, so it doesn't make any sense that this train now of the Hermann-Hesse-Railway is stopping at the former station, so they had to find another solution, and you can see it here. We're now above the original station. So there's no more connection to the Nagold Valley Railway for the trains. Of course, there is a connection for passengers, and they had a quite easy and simple solution for the problem. Here you can see it. We're high above the other railway line, so they just built a bridge, and then there's an elevator bringing you down to the platform of the Nagold Valley Railway line. And so also this problem was solved. This also has a quite nice second advantage, because there's now a viewing platform from which you have a fantastic view over the city of Calw. Here are the elevators, and of course there are also some stairs, but beware, if you want to use the stairs you shouldn't be afraid of heights, as you can see here. But here at this point you have a fantastic view over Calw, and you can also clearly see the difference in altitude between the Hermann-Hesse-Railway and the Nagold Valley Railway line. But here we can see the beautiful city of Calw. I'm now taking the elevator down, and of course I'm gonna take a look at the city of Calw, because it's a quite beautiful city. So if you're in the area and you want to take a look at this reactivated railway line, take a little bit of time to also take a look at the city of Calw. At the moment the trains are running every 60 minutes, so you could for example go into the city center for 1 hour and then take the next train back. In the future the trains are supposed to run every 30 minutes, but at the moment, to protect the bats in the tunnel so that they can get used to the trains going through the inner tunnel and the noises, the trains are only going with 30 kilometers per hour. In a few weeks the trains can go faster, and then there is a train every 30 minutes. Later on in the future it's also planned that the trains will not end in Weil, but they will continue on to Renningen. Here we are in the city center of Calw, which is the birthplace of Hermann Hesse, which is a famous writer in Germany. We can also see the house where he was born, and on a bridge over the river Nagold we can also see a statue of Hermann Hesse. We will continue in the next video with the Nagold Valley Railway line, which is also a very beautiful railway line. Here you can see when this video will be uploaded and the name of the song. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link, and I hope to see you in my next video then.